Alright, my rock and rollers, how you guys doing today? Today's video I should have done a few days ago, but I was all busy with I got a new computer desk, a new microphone, as you can see. How you guys like it? I guess this RGB light doesn't only works when it's connected via USB, which I use my phone right now since I don't have a camera yet. So that's why this is on. So I've been kind of busy trying to reorganize my whole setup basically. But in the meantime, since then, a trailer release which I wanted to talk about, and that trailer was the recently released Season 2 trailer of Monarch Legacy of Monsters, which is like the new, I guess not new, it's a few years old, like the Godzilla show that's set in the Monsterverse with Kurt Russell and everything on Apple. The first season I thought was okay. It's split between two timelines. If you've seen the show, the one thing I liked was Kurt Russell and his son Wyatt Russell play the same character, which I thought was so cool. Wyatt plays the younger version of the character set in the 50s, with Kurt playing the older version of the character set in the present day, and the timelines kind of not merged, but they played out they were trying to follow the same clues and everything. It's really interesting. So I guess I should do my quick thoughts on season 1. I thought it was okay. The stuff set in the 50s, I loved. I wish the show just was set in the 50s and that was the whole show, just an early version of Monarch. I think that would have been better. The present day stuff was kind of was it Kate, May, and I forgot the dude's name. I guess we'll find out here. I have a list of characters to help me with the trailer, but those three just... oh man, I hated all three of them. They're bad written characters. I don't know if this new season has new writers or anything. I hope it does, fingers crossed. But yeah, Kurt Russell was the only saving grace during the present day stuff. Other than that, it was a great show, great special effects. I mean, it's Apple, so they just throw money at it. And this new trailer looks pretty good. So I don't know how Apple does, copyright wise, if they're going to take the video down if I show clips or anything. So I just have here a bunch of screenshots that we're going to be looking at. So I'm making sure my mic is on. There's a mute button on the bottom of this mic. I don't want to accidentally hit it. But anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. So I just have a bunch of screenshots here of the trailer, and I just thought we'd discuss and talk over them. So let's get started. So the trailer opens. The first shot we have is Kurt Russell. So I guess kind of minor spoilers at the end of season 1, but they're in the Axis Mundi, which was obviously they got the Earth, the Hollow Earth, and then they did the Axis Mundi as an in between place, which I kind of like. I thought that was cool. It was a way of expanding the lore. Why not? I guess copying it, not copying the movie, so to speak. So that was cool. And at the end, if you remember, Kurt also got sucked away. I thought he died, but I guess they're doing the thing where he gets sucked away but he survives. So yeah, that's kind of cool. It's always good to have Kurt Russell back. I mean, dude's a legend. So anyway, so we have Lee Shaw, Kurt Russell, waking up in the Axis Mundi, and there's another shot of the Axis Mundi. It's you got some cool Aurora Borealis lights. I mean, that's pretty cool. The next shot is a shot of him from the back. You got some trees, got some bugs. That's actually that's a pretty shot. That's a pretty good shot. The next, it just pans over. You see him looking around, kind of whoa, where am I? Not where am I, but he knows where he is. Probably wondering how he survived. The next scene, it cuts to Skull Island, which I am so glad they're going back to Skull Island. I super loved Kong Skull Island. I know people are mixing that movie. I loved it. So the fact that they're going back to Skull Island is just amazing. Alright. Next one, we see some trees, and it looks like, I don't know how to describe it. Some sonic wave, a shock wave type of thing coming through the trees. And of course, you can't see it here in this shot, but the very next shot, the frame, is Kong is actually laying down in that cluster of trees. So he gets up, and I really do like this version of Kong they did. Obviously, he's gonna have a big role in this season in what they talked about, and which it kind of makes sense. Is on Skull Island, and he is a big part of the MonsterVerse. So him having a bigger role is exciting, and I can't wait to see what they do with him. I believe. I think they said, where did season 1 end? It ended in 2017, right? That's the year the timeline takes place. So that's 4 years before Godzilla vs. Kong. So I'm wondering if they're gonna have Godzilla and Kong meet in this, because if you watch Godzilla vs Kong, it's implied that that movie is the first time these two have met, you know, in what, hundreds of years. So I'm really curious. They could do like a, I guess they could have like a little like skirmish maybe. What? Anyway, we'll see what they do. Yeah. So there's Kong. The next scene is what's the name? Bill Randa. So John Goodman's character from Kong Skull Island. So obviously this is set in the 50s. So we got a young Bill Randa. If you look here to the right, we have Wyatt Russell, and I'm guessing that's Kiko. I think that's her name. Let me look it up real quick. Yeah, Kiko. So yeah, there's those two. So it's the three of them and somebody else I can't see. They're kind of cut off at the bottom right there. And they're looking at a cave painting. So on the right we have, I'm guessing is humans is what it looks like, and we got a hut. On the left here, it has some type of like serpent, kraken, reptile creature, which obviously that's the new Titan X is what they're referring to in the show, the new big bad that Godzilla and Kong are probably gonna fight. Well, I hope they fight. I mean, I know it's a TV show, but again, it's Apple, so like, you got the money, make them fight. So the next shot is what's Anna Sawai's character's name? Kate. So Kate Randa. Like I said, I didn't really care for her in season 1, so I hope they improve her in season 2. Which now that Anna's a Oscar, she's an Emmy-winning actress, so maybe they might go like, oh, maybe we can give her some better material. But yeah, so I hope her character improves, and it's glad to see her back. I mean, let's just be honest, she is smoking fucking hot. I mean, just making no dialogue, just keep her on screen. It's good enough for us. All right, let's see. So yeah. And it looks like she's in some type of, I'm assuming it's a Monarch base, if you look at like the LED lights behind her. So, and in the trailer says, basically, there's a voiceover from her and like Kurt Russell, and they're basically saying, it's not Godzilla, it's not Kong, it's something bigger, which refers to the new Titan X, which we're going to see here in a bit. So the next shot, oh, this shot's cool. We have Godzilla in Japan. I believe this is Japan. Let me zoom in real quick. It looks like Japan. Which is kind of crazy that Godzilla is finally just now going to Japan in these movies, but hey, maybe better late than never. One thing I like about this is a cool shot. Like it's shot down, looking up, so you can really see the scope and scale of Godzilla. That is something that the movies have kind of been lackluster on, especially the New Empire, but I think Monarch did a good job of showing like the true size and scale of these creatures, especially Godzilla. He's one of the biggest. So yeah, it's gonna be great to see Godzilla in Japan. The next scene we have Kiko, set in the present day. Obviously, she was in the Axis Mundi. They found her. They brought her back at the end of season 1. So now she's in the present day, kind of like the well, I guess not man, but woman out of time, kind of not trope, but, stereotype that movies have. So that's going to be cool. It looks like she's on some sort of ship, which is very interesting. It'd be very cool to see what that does. Oh, here we go. Here we go. This is the good stuff. So the next couple shots we have of Titan X, like I said, I don't know if that's going to be its actual name, or if that's just like a placeholder name, which I hope it's a placeholder name. I mean, granted, Titan X, it's a cool name, but I think they're gonna give him like an actual name. So here we see its eye, which it's got like this like dual, like kind of two eyes, kind of like merging type of thing, which looks super cool. It reminds me of oh my god, what was that really bad Mummy movie with Tom Cruise? Remember, like, his eyes kind of split open and it had like two of them, like two pupils in each eye. It looks like that's what they're doing with this creature, and that looks so cool. And the camera pans out and he's underwater, and it looks like he has like, I guess, horns of there's some type of horns he has on his head, and you see the thorns around his eye. It's a super cool design. And then the camera pans out more. He's still swimming. We got teeth now. We got a better shot, almost like its neck on the left side. So far what we've seen of it, it looks super cool. And I can't wait. I don't know if we're going to get a full body shot, but I hope we do. So the next scene here, it's some girl at some, I'm assuming this is Japan because of the temple. I could be very wrong, but it's some like temple, and she's walking up, and it looks like it's on some type of lake in the forest. So can't wait to see that. The next shot is of a monk, like, banging drums, praying. And if you watch the actual trailer, it has like a cool, like like kind of choir, like a low pitched choir soundtrack, like in the background, which I like that type of like stuff, so it's gonna be really cool to see. The next one looks like, okay, so Kiko talks about how like they opened a portal to another world, and it looks like, I can't tell who this woman is with long hair here, but it's some type of Monarch experiment, and it blows up. You see more people standing there to the left. You see the helicopter, so obviously something kind of goes wrong. Let's see, and here we got it looks like Kiko on the very left. It could be wrong. I don't know if that's May, like that black girl that was in the first season, which that was the most useless character. Just get her out. You got the Monarch scientist dude, so obviously they're there. I think they're probably the ones there at the experiments, and it went wrong. And then we have another shot of Kate looking in horror, which I don't think that's the same scene. Nah, it looks like a different scene, but Kate looking in horror in a forest setting. We have Lee, which I'm assuming this is the Axis Mundi, just kind of going off like the tone and like the tone of color in the background with the trees, looking up in horror. And the next shot here, this is a cool shot. I believe this looks like Titan X breaking out of containment. It looks like him. There's another shot. Let me pull it up here. There was another shot I found on X. I don't know where this is from. It's not from the trailer, but here is a better shot of Titan X. So you see like the two horns, his teeth, the tail, and the tentacles. Well, I see, well, 3 tentacles. There's one on the very left. I guess do a 4. One on the very left. Well, no, wait. 1, 2. Man, I count 6 now. Let me redo that. So one on the very left. There's one on the top. It looks like there's one right in the middle. That could be rubble, but it looks like a tentacle. Obviously the big one here and kind of in the middle right, the one right next to it, and it looks like there's one on the very right. So it looks kind of like that from what I can tell. Well, I'll wait till the last shot to talk about that, what I think he looks like. I'll wait till the end. But yeah, so I think that's the same scene where he's like breaking out of containment. So I'm wondering if he comes from Axis Mundi. That's what this trailer implies, because you see, if this is indeed Titan X, he breaks out and maybe, he's stuck down there because, he's too dangerous or whatever, or some other Titan put him down there like Godzilla. He breaks out, escapes into the real world, like the human, the real upper world, and Godzilla senses it, being like, the great balancer, like, hey, like, you're not supposed to be here, then that's kind of what sets it off. So I don't know if that's true, that's just my theory, but we'll see what happens. So that's cool. The next scene is, oh, this is a cool shot. This is a nice little throwback. You see some helicopters going into like the storm that's around Skull Island, which that's gonna be very cool. Which with Skull Island, it kind of sucks that it's not a bigger role in the MonsterVerse. Like I thought, like many people thought, like it was gonna be the Monster Island type equivalent in these movies, but it looks like they moved that to Hollow Earth, which I can kind of see why they did that, but it would be kind of cool to explore Skull Island more, which, hey, they may do in this season, so we'll see. So, so yeah, helicopters going into this storm cloud. This could be a different scene, but we see Kate and what's the dude's name? Like her brother, Kentaro. Yeah, okay, Kentaro. So yes, we see Kate, Kentaro, and May, which this trailer implies they're on the helicopter going to Skull Island, which it makes, I don't know why it was at the end of the season 1, they were on the island, so maybe they leave and come back or whatever. Or this could be a wholly different scene. But yeah, so they're on the helicopter. So this next scene, this is a very cool scene. So we have Lee Shaw and Kiko in the background, and it looks like, I don't know where the hell they are, but you see a shark strung up, so like a fisherman type village, I can assume. Yeah, so the next scene, obviously the next shot is part of the same, you can tell by the background, it's part of the same like area. You got these little like I don't know, like roly-poly ladybug, big, kind of snail type creatures charging them. So that's gonna be super interesting if these are like baby, like eggs. I think there was an episode in season 1 where there were like little type, baby creatures. So maybe these are different ones. They're the same. Who knows? But Let's see. Oh, this is a cool shot. So the next scene the trailer shows is you see a boat there, and on the right here you see Titan X, which this could not be Titan X, but it looks like him, so I'm gonna say it is. Swimming, and let me just move this trailer just a little. Move this camera, not trailer, a little bit. There we go. So we see Titan X in the water chasing after this boat, and it looks like it's Lee Shaw on the boat. Maybe he's like luring Titan X away or trying to get him to follow him for something. Next shot is a bunch of people on Skull Island, and Kong comes in and steps on a car. I'm assuming this scene takes place right after the season 1 ending, because it's Kate and all of them at the end of season 1 in the rainstorm on Skull Island, and you see Kong roar. So just based off the lighting, I assume this might be a continuation of that scene, but we'll see. So Kong steps on it. You got Kate on the left, Kiko, Kentaro, May, and I think that's the dad. Wait, did the dad survive? It's been a while since I've seen season 1. Did the dad survive? Yeah, I think he did survive. Huh. Did he? I'll have to watch season 1 to recap for season 2, but yeah. So it's them looking up in horror. Oh, I know I keep saying this is an awesome shot, but there are a lot of awesome shots in this trailer. So we see Kong roaring, like almost like, yeah, come on, come get me. He picks up some type of like rock debris and just throws it at him, and it lands on the ground, blows up. There's that. The trailer ends. Let's see. I should have wrote notes. Yeah, I'm doing this on the we're winging this, but I believe Monarch season 2. What did? What do they say at the end of the trailer? Okay, yeah, okay. So it's obviously 2 different timelines, but Lee Shaw, the older one, Kurt Russell says, "So what's next?" And it cuts to Wyatt saying consequences. So whatever that is. So it looks like with the older Lee, he's in some type of fancy, I'm assuming it's a Monarch base. It looks very similar to that old shot of Kate from earlier in the trailer. So maybe they're in the could environment, or could be a whole new one. Like I said, so he says, "What's next?" The young Lee says consequences. Obviously, these are 2 different scenes. It's just edited for the trailer to make it look, build suspense and everything. Here is very interesting. It looks like it looks like some type of sweatshirt Lee has on. Or maybe it's some type of like uniform. And it looks like based on the background, he's either in the Axis Mundi or he's in some type of like forest setting. Obviously, he has like a cut on his face, so he has battle damage. So it's going to be really interesting to see what happens. And the next shot, oh, this is the money shot in my opinion. So we have an looking up shot. We have I'm assuming this is a whale. I thought it was a shark at first, but I believe it's a whale. And you have Titan X just swimming over him, and oh man, Titan X looks so damn cool, man. What I was gonna say earlier is he looks like, just based on like, especially this last frame right here, it looks like that old movie Sharktopus, like that from like the Sci-Fi Channel. Let me look it up. Sharkto. That 2010, it had Eric Roberts in it. Let me see if I can pull up a good design of him. Yeah, here. Let me pull this up on screen. This right here. Like, tell me. Let me put these 2 side by side. Tell me this does not look like they took inspiration from it. You got like the mouthpiece, and then it transitions into tentacles, and that looks like what Titan X is. You got the head here on the left, and the tentacles on the body. So that's super cool. I mean, it's a cheesy movie, but I loved it when it came out. I was 10 when it came out. I thought it was cool. Anything with like Sci-Fi Channel creatures, no matter how good or bad, I loved as a kid. So maybe I have to rewatch Sharktopus for this movie, but we'll see. And that's the trailer ends. So that's it. It doesn't show much. From what I can tell, this trailer, it is building up Titan X as a threat, which I think that's something season 1 was missing. Because season one, it was more of, oh, introducing us to Monarch, this world. Well, granted, we already saw the world in the movies, but like a different side of the world. And this without like a big bad threat. Yeah, we had the Ion Dragon, which it wasn't villain, but it wasn't like a big colossal threat. Here with Titan X, they're really building him up to be a serious threat, a serious Titan threat for both Godzilla and Kong. Not just one of them, but both of them. So it's going to be super interesting to see what happens. And I have to get another. I don't have Apple, so I have to get another streaming service. Which all these shows, they're on all different streaming services. It sucks. Kind of like it's like cable now. So yeah, guys, that was just my brief little like recap of the trailer, breaking down what it showed, what I thought it was what I think is gonna happen. What are your guys' thoughts? Did you like the trailer? Did you like season 1? Are you excited for season 2? Comment below and let me know, and please like and subscribe, and stay tuned for more videos.